Greetings, friends. It's me, Kelly. I'm here with another video. Today I want to talk to you about gratitude. Gratitude is a daily practice that I use to help me strive towards my goals. And I think you would be amazed at just how many ways that gratitude can help you in your daily journey. One of the first places that I use gratitude is, I do use it every morning and every night. I try to start my day with gratitude and I end my day with gratitude. That way my day starts out really good. And then at the end of the day, I shed anything that I didn't like. I'm not going to take it to bed with me. I'm going to be thinking about things that make me happy, things that I have gratitude for, and go into dreamland and dream about great things instead of things I don't want to dream about. It is also the first tool I reach for when I'm having a funk to help redo, reshape, reframe a situation that I'm not happy with or a thought process that I'm not happy with. I will go for the gratitude to help flip a positive from a negative to a positive. So I just want to go over some of the areas that you may have not thought about, things that I've taken too much time to think about probably because I'm a little obsessive. But anyway, in areas of personal growth and your higher self, having gratitude practices will really help you to stay present. You can stop and pause, smell the roses kind of thing, really look at things, really think about how they benefit you, how they bring you some joy. It's a really good way to help get you settled down at the end of the day so that you can meditate, pray, etc. It's just a really good little jolt anytime you're in a space that you're looking back at the past, regretting, or looking towards the future, worrying and fretting. Gratitude's a great way to bring you back to the present. You can just do it by looking at the sky. Oh my gosh, look at how sunny the sky is. I'm so grateful for the sunshine on my face. It's really a good little trick to get you back into the present. If you are having character traits, and that's something that I'm always trying to work on, it will help you maybe not be quite so materialistic if you can stop and be grateful for what you do have instead of getting grumpy and complaining about what you don't have. It can also help your self-esteem. It helps you not to be quite so self-centered if you're looking around for ways to be grateful, because a lot of times there are other people involved in that, and you can share that gratitude with others. I use it a lot when I'm swirling with a negative thought loop or exploring limiting beliefs. If you can rewrite that limiting belief with a gratitude foundation, then you can change how your thoughts are when those things come up. Let me think. What can I think of as an example? I always pick really silly, simple things. I know people are going through a lot, but I always pick really silly things just to illustrate. Say that once again you clean the dishes and you go in and there's a bunch of dishes in the sink, and you're just really pissed and you want to go choke people and all this stuff. You can decide to be like, man, I'm really grateful that I have a nice big sink. I happen to love my sink. It's a nice, great, big porcelain sink. I love this sink so much. I'm so grateful that I had the means to get this sink when it was time to change out sinks. I'm so glad that I have these dishes. I'm so glad that I have food to put on these dishes. Just taking 10, 15 seconds to do that before you go hunt people down to choke them out might be really helpful, not only to you, but your housemates. Let's see what else. Optimistic and hopeful. I really think that being in a state of gratitude helps me to stay in an optimistic state. I find that when I'm thinking about things coming up and I'm in a grateful state, I will be optimistic and hopeful. And then as these items come closer to me and I'm starting to work towards a task or a goal, it'll become easier for me to do, because I'm not thinking about, oh my gosh, all the reasons this could go wrong. I'm thinking, man, wow, look at this. I have a time to be have a challenge in front of me. Look at how this is going to benefit me when it's done. I'm so grateful that I have this opportunity to make things better for myself. As soon as this task is done, things are just going to be so much better. You can see how it goes. What else do I have? Oh, raising your vibration. Raising your vibration. There is nothing more power for the punch than gratefulness to raise your vibration. If you are in a state of regret or envy or jealousy or resentment, if you can find a way to take even the tiniest bit of whatever situation you're in that is causing those kind of feelings and finding ways to be grateful, you are going to leap and bound up the emotional scale from very low vibrating feelings that make you unhappy to higher vibration things like joy. Gratitude's right up there. It's super way up at the top. So it can help you actually skip over some of the steps and maybe get you in a better place so that you can see that whole environment in a different light. And then opportunities are going to start becoming more clear to you because you're in a state to receive those things. When you're in a state of envy and regret and jealousy or whatever, resentment, you're going to see more of that. You're going to try to prove I am justified to feel this way. So if you're looking to change your attitude and mindset about a certain particular item, that is the best way to do it. Gratitude's great. Resilience. Gratitude is really great for resilience. If you have a super traumatic event or a really heavy sickness or maybe an accident or people you know are in a really bad state and you're really worried and you're fretting and you want to give up, taking time to find even the smallest areas to be grateful for, even when it seems really dark and you feel like there's no way that any kind of gratitude would come out of this. Gratitude's the best way to do it. One of the ways that I choose, story that I use in this is I had thyroid cancer when I was really young, and it was really scary. I had a newborn baby. I had to have my surgery. I had to have radiation treatments. I couldn't even hold my baby. I couldn't nurse my baby. I cried for 3 days when I found out I couldn't nurse my baby. And I was... it seemed really hopeless. I lived far away from my family. I was very young. I'd moved out 2,000 miles away from my family. And that whole situation seemed dark and hopeless. And I was really scared. And cancer was a big, scary word. And I wanted to be able to nurse my baby. And it just seemed really bad. But I decided, actually, it was my doctor. He was really, really nice. He asked me if I had help. And I said no. And, he asked me if I could... connect with people to get that help, and he really did me a little pep talk, and I decided my aunt was able to come out, and that was a visit that she probably wouldn't have taken the time to do had I not been sick and needed the help. And it was just a very beautiful visit. We had a really great time connecting. She was so caring and loving, and I left that whole experience, while it was hard, feeling very well cared for. I realized that people really loved me. I couldn't believe how many people came out of the woodwork to tell me that they were praying for me. So I spent one day just sitting on my porch looking at the tulips and how beautiful they were because I was contemplating, and gratitude was exactly what got me through that, as well as many other things in my life. It's been easier for me, I think, to have a grateful attitude than it is for some people. And that's why I want to share it with you today. What else do I have? Self-love. I think gratitude is pretty much required for self-love. You need to thank yourself and be grateful for all of your stuff. I'm grateful that I have this hair. I'm grateful that I have hair. I'm grateful for my pretty green eyes. I'm grateful that I can get up and I walk every day. and that my feet show up for me. I'm grateful that I feel good and energetic. All these things that you can say to yourself are super powerful when you are trying to show yourself some self-love. Service to others is another good place that gratitude can be super helpful. When you're in a place of gratitude, it's just kind of human nature to want to share that with others. And you kind of step outside of yourself. You're not feeling sorry for yourself. You're feeling grateful. So you can lift your head up and look around and notice, oh, wow, I can share this joy with this person by serving them maybe simple things like opening a door for somebody, or helping somebody carry some packages someplace, or helping a friend when they're in need. There's just so many ways that we can be a service to others, which also brings our vibration up when we can be helpful to others. So there's just some things on the personal growth and higher self part. Another area is connections with people and relationships. Gratitude is super important element to building good relationships and making good connections with people. When we are being grateful and we're in good spirits, obviously people would want to spend more time with us. But also, if you can be aware of when people are doing nice things for you and noticing them, and then making them aware that I did notice and thank you very much, and it was very meaningful to me. That exchange with people it really builds your relationships. It's very hard. I think a lot of times we get in relationships, and we've been in relationships for a long time, and that's something that slips. It's the gratitude and appreciation for one another, and then that's when negative feelings like resentment can come in. And if you are in a position that you're trying to improve relationships or mend relationships, gratitude, even when you feel like they don't deserve gratitude, if you can find something, if you can start looking for the areas that you are grateful for them, you will find that you will get warm and fuzzy towards them, more so than cold and distant from them. I think that gratitude is super important in fostering forgiveness and acceptance, kind of along the same thing we just talked about, making connections. If you've been wronged by somebody, or there's a situation that forgiveness is hard to give, you're going to have to do some inner work to find your place to get to that. Now, as I haven't talked about, but maybe I will someday in a video, I've learned a lot about how non-forgiveness is very poisonous to our own spirit. Other people that might just go on and they don't really care if you forgive them or not, they don't really know. It's you that you hurt when you cannot give up resentment towards people, and you can't find yourself in forgiveness or accepting. Sometimes we just have to accept people where they're at, and they're not, they really don't have to change for us anyway. We're really responsible for our own happiness. So there's going to be a lot of people that do things that we don't like, and we have to make hard decisions around that sometimes. But for our inner work, it's super important that we are forgiving and accepting. And to do that, forgiveness is a really good tool to do that. If you can find any reason why either an event or a person is in need of forgiveness, if you can find any little tiny speck of gratitude towards them, it is going to start prying that up for you and loosening it up and opening your heart to forgive them. You may not be able to have them in your life, but you can free yourself of that prison of poison when you are unforgiving. Random acts of kindness come out of gratitude, and also spreads gratitude. If you're in a good place of gratitude, like I said, service to others, you're probably going to want to share that, and you can start just random acts of kindness, maybe paying it forward, paying for the coffee for the person behind you, going above and beyond, maybe going and visiting an elderly shut-in, just whatever. There's all these wonderful things you can do, and then that's like a gift of gratitude to them, because they're going to really be able to feel gratitude themselves when they receive that gift. And wow, what a special gift that is. That's almost better than the actual random acts of kindness, I think. So I think gratitude is super important to help those kind of opportunities grow. Oh, this one's really good. I may have to look at my paper to read it because there's some big words in there. It says, gratitude enhances empathy and reduces aggression. Grateful people are more likely to behave in a pro-social manner, even when others behave unkindly towards them. You can change the whole outcome by choosing to approach a sticky situation with a grateful viewpoint. Now, this could happen when you are whatever. It could be at the workplace, it could be at your household, and somebody's already in a bad vibration and they are hell-bent on bringing everybody around them down. But if you can stay in a state of gratitude, if you can find the ways that you're happy about how there's one little speck of anything to be happy and grateful for in a situation, if you can keep your vibration high, they're going to raise to meet yours. You're either going to lower your vibration to meet theirs, or they're going to raise theirs to get in a higher place with you. It's really hard to keep someone in a really good happy mood in the same space as a person that's in a really grumpy mood. So if you can be aware of that technique and really put it into practice, you can change how things come out. You can either, just like the dishes example, you can, like I said, I can stop and be grateful for the sink I have. I can be grateful for the view out my window. I can be grateful that I have plenty of food to put on my table, and then maybe go address, hey, how about you help us out by bringing your, rinsing your dishes or whatever it is, or taking care of your own dishes. Or I can get mad and I can stomp down the hallway, find the person that had that misstep, and say something snide and gross, and then they argue back, and then next thing you know, you're in an argument. So you can see you can be in charge of how outcomes around you are happening, just by how you choose to react to it. And having grateful thoughts is better than having negative thoughts, let me tell you. Other ways that gratitude is super helpful is in your health. You sleep better. If you can go to sleep in a good positive state, you're going to sleep better. You're going to have better dreams. You're not going to wake up worried. You're going to wake up with solutions. Your heart health. There has been some really good studies out of, let me get it right, the University of California in San Diego. They did some exercises with people doing gratitude practices, and their heart health went up, and their blood test showed that they were getting healthier than the people who did not choose to or that weren't giving the task of having gratitude. I know that I heal a lot faster when I'm in a state of gratitude versus sitting around, I feel like crap, I don't feel good, this isn't fair, how did I get sick, who got me sick? When I'm very grateful, I'm grateful that I have sick leave at my job that I can take home. I take a day off to rest. I'm thankful for this warm blanket. I'm thankful for my essential oils that help me feel better. I'm grateful for this heating pad. There's just ways, if you think about it, to get to feeling better. And when you're looking to feel better, you're going to start feeling better. You will have less aches and pains. If you're in a state of gratitude, you're going to probably make better healthy choices on what you're eating, and you're going to stay motivated to keep moving. Even when it's getting hard and you want to give up, if you can be grateful that I am so grateful that I chose to do 5 minutes before I crawled into bed of movement. I'm so grateful that I could pass up that cupcake. Just, I'm so grateful that I ate that cupcake, and that cupcake made me have a bellyache, and now I know not to eat that cupcake. See, you can really apply gratitude in any way. I found that some of my biggest changes were in the workplace. When I decided that gratitude was a better way to look at things versus a negative way to look at things. It's really great for team building. If you are appreciating your team members, they're going to want to reciprocate that. If they feel like their efforts are noticed and recognized, and you can say a nice word to them about, wow, thank you so much for covering for me on Tuesday. That was really helpful to me, and it was very meaningful to me. I feel very cared for. They're more likely going to want to help you in a situation that comes up again, rather than, oh, I kind of went above and beyond and they didn't notice and they don't care. And so why not give the gift of appreciation to your workmates, help team build. If your team is working well together, you're going to be more productive. And who doesn't love that? Boss loves it when you're productive. Your workplace is a lot happier place when you're working well together. And you stay more focused. That was actually number one under workplace. I find that when I'm in a grateful mood, when I'm in a positive mood, I can stay more focused. It's easier to see solutions as they come versus kind of grumbling or getting stuck on a problem, maybe trying to swirl off in a negative loop. Why can't I figure this out? I should be smarter. If I can say, oh man, I'm so grateful that I have this computer to help me work out this problem. I'm so grateful that I get good physical exercise, lifting all these boxes, whatever it is. You can find a way to take any kind of work situation and improve your workspace by using gratitude. Now, of course, you can apply that to any kind of work at home too. You don't have to even have a job. But any place that you are giving a contribution, if you're volunteering, if you're taking care of your family, if you're working outside the home, whatever it is, just gratitude's a great way to help you in those situations. I'm going to talk now about some of my practices that I do to help me keep gratitude in the forefront of my brain. I meditate in the morning and in the evening, and I usually start those with gratitudes. And I start thinking about all the things that I'm grateful for, all the things that bring me joy, and that gets my mind prepared, gets my vibration higher, gets me in a better state to really do some great work with my meditation and my prayers. I think I mentioned this in another video. I usually take I take my drive in the morning to do gratitudes, and I take my drive home at night to do gratitudes, because it's a long drive sometimes, and sometimes traffic cannot be fun, or it's raining or whatever. I find that I can challenge myself to say gratitudes for the whole time, which can be up to 20 minutes sometimes. That's quite a while to say gratitudes, but I find it really gets me in a good place to get home and start my home life in a positive state and not bring home anything that I don't want to rehash at home. I don't want to bring home anything that was annoying from the world to my house. So it's a good way to shed that before I get home. Plus, in the morning, it's a good way to start your work day or whatever you do during your day in a positive way. I've done really well. One of my biggest goals for 2018 was to actually journal every day. And so I have managed that, and one of the things I do write down every day are things that I'm very happy for and very grateful for. And I'm working towards, because I'd have a gratitude journal and then it'd get kind of tossed to the side. So I've been a lot better about a daily practice of gratitudes. And also I like to, like for big things, big successes, things that I've manifested, successes, I like to keep that in a bigger journal, my yearly journal. And that's been going really great. And I know that like Oprah has very much into her gratitude journal. There's just so many people that I listen to. Jack Canfield. Almost all my teachers and mentors will bring up their gratitude practices, and often a journal is part of that. I think modeling gratitude is a great practice, especially if you have kids, which I do, and they are teenagers. And I know that when I'm interacting with them and I can model gratitude, it seems to diffuse a lot of times when things could get sticky. And I do appreciate that they seem to notice. They don't say anything. They may now because of this video. But anyway, it's anytime you're in any kind of situation with anybody, if you can model gratitude, it just kind of sets the tone. Nobody wants to be the Debbie Downer. So if you can, in a sticky situation, model gratitude, you are not helping only yourself, but all the other people around you and making the world a better place, one little speck at a time. I think that's about it. I've always been a big fan of gratitude, and there's a lot of stuff out there about it, but I wanted to uplift people and remind myself that it is very important. And I hope you're having a great day. You know, it's a choice, and I hope it's been helpful to you, because I know it's been helpful to me. And I'll see you next time.